Good morning. This is Molendinarius here from latinum.org.uk, and we're going to look at the word anger and how this was expressed in Latin in various ways and various phrases, etc., that are connected with it. This is for intermediate and upper intermediate students. Beginners will get something out of it, but not as much. So anger, ira or iracundia. Iracundia of the habit of anger, the proneness to anger, someone who has an angry temperament. Iracundia also of a violent outbreak of this passionate temper. Bilis. Bilis is properly gall from your gallbladder. And so therefore it can mean something that's vexing and irritating because gall is bitter and nasty stuff. So the feeling rather than the outward manifestation. Bilis, something you have internally. It's like a nasty feeling. Stomachus, properly the stomach, as the seat of anger, as understood by the Romans, from the overflow of the gall into it. Of course, this is completely incorrect because the stomach is first in the digestive system and the gallbladder enters into the lower intestine, the upper intestine, so the ileum, just around where the pancreas goes in, if I remember rightly from my many years ago school lessons of these things. So it doesn't really matter. The stomach was understood to be the seat of anger. Whether that was the reason or not, we do not know. But the reason, if that was the reason, is wrong. Stomachus. Indignatio. Indignatio, anger arising from indignation and therefore exciting respect. Excandescentia. Excandescentia is waxing angry, to be incandescent. Yes, so when I get angry, this is the kind of anger I usually have. I usually don't get angry at all. It takes an enormous amount for me to blow up. But when I do, I really do. Anybody's violent anger. Ira et rabies aliquies. Ira et rabies aliquies. The anger of the gods is irae celestes. For anger, prae ira, or prae iracundia, prae iracundia. Note the idiomatic expression. I'll say it again because it's a bit unusual. Prae ira, or prae iracundia. In anger is per iram. Per iram. Or simply iratus, or cum ira, or irato animo, or ira victus. To be angry. Iratum fieri, e irritari. Ira incendi, excandescere, ira ardere, or iracundia ardere, to be inflamed, to burn with anger. Ira ardere, iracundia ardere. To excite anybody's anger. Aliquem iratum reddere, or iram aliqui movere, bilem aliqui movere, stomachum aliqui movere. All these are options. Bilem aliqui commovere, found in Cicero. Aliquem iram irritare, or aliquiis iram irritare, to be under the influence of anger. Ira teneri. To give the reins to anger, to surrender oneself to anger. something that the ancient philosophers thought you should never do. If you get angry, it should be something that you do deliberately and you should have control over it, like you have control over horses when they are charging. Iracundiae parere. Iracundiae parere. Not to be able to restrain one's anger. Irae non potentem esse. Irae non potentem esse. To give vent to one's anger in tears. Iram per lacrimas effundere. Iram per lacrimas effundere, or bilem per lacrimas effundere. Bilem per lacrimas effundere. To vomit forth or to discharge one's anger against anybody is iram evomere in aliquem. Iram evomere in aliquem. Very, very evocative there. You vomit out your anger on someone. Iram evomere in aliquem. Or stomachum in aliquem erumpere. Stomachum in aliquem erumpere. Notice the idiomatic expression. Stomachum in aliquem erumpere. I think there are some animals that basically do that. They invert their stomachs onto things to digest them. I can't remember which animal does that, but there is one that does something like that. Stomachum in aliquem erumpere. To lay aside one's anger. Iram missam facere. Iram missam facere. Iram dimittere. Or iram emittere. His anger cools. Ira defervescit. Ira defervescit. It stops bubbling. Ira deflagrat. Ira deflagrat. Somebody who is prone to anger is iracundus. Iracundus. Ad iram proclivis. He has a proclivity to anger. Ad iram proclivis. Ad iram proclivis. Or praeceps in iram. That's the final one here. Praeceps in iram. I'll say it one last time. Idiomatic expression. Praeceps in iram. So that's the entry under anger. This is from Riddle and Arnold's copious and critical English to Latin dictionary. And I really like this dictionary. It's really useful for building up your panoply of expressions in Latin. And it's not so useful as a reference dictionary, written as it was in the end of the 1700s, published early 1800s. So the English is somewhat dated. And sometimes you have to think quite hard about what the English actually means, because the English of the end of the 1700s is not the same as the English that is spoken nowadays. So that's all from me. And if you're interested in learning Latin from me, then head over to latinum.org.uk. Have a ferret around there on the website. All my audio materials are hosted at Patreon. So if you subscribe at Patreon, firstly, you support this channel and support me and all the things I do. But you also get access to all of my audio recordings, which are hosted there. Bye.